Good morning. I want to introduce you to Valerie Holden of Dublin, Ireland. Valerie and I became friends. We were attending the creative writing class on a regular basis on C days, and I've fallen in love with this lady. I think you'll understand why as we have this short discussion. Valerie, I know this is only your third cruise, but it's the longest cruise you've ever taken. It's 71 days, the Grand Africa cruise. Tell me, what's the experience of cruising for you?
Oh, it's very difficult to give a full answer to that, but I've really enjoyed this cruise very, very much better than I expected. The amazing thing is that there's something to do every single day. One doesn't really have to think about what one's doing tomorrow. There's something interesting to be done every day. Lots of nice new people to meet, and very nice servers in the restaurants, and everybody on the board on the ship employed by HAL are very, very helpful and very, very nice.
I know you mentioned you're not looking forward to getting off. Why?
Well, I'm going to have to start making my own bed, I've got to go shopping, I've got to think for myself, and I'm going to have to cook. So it's a no-brainer being on a cruise.
It really is, isn't it? Now, I'm sure you get the same question I get a lot, and that is by people who haven't cruised on a long cruise. Oh my God, what about all the sea days? What are you going to do when you're out at sea, like today?
Well, there's just so much to do and so much to choose from. I started the day this morning by having breakfast with Steve, which was very nice. And then I went to the gym and did some exercises, and then went to 2 lectures, one after the other. One was about our next port of call, which is always very interesting because it gives us an idea of what we might like to do at the port. Mm-hmm. And secondly, also, we had another lecture by Kate Moss, who is a fantastic lecturer. She has given us several really interesting lectures on Africa itself, but today it was on intelligence, and it was really very interesting. And I've discovered a couple of things about myself that I hadn't really known. So all of these are wonderful experiences. I think I have grown a lot on this cruise. I've learned so much from the various courses I've done and the lectures I've attended. I've been attending, as Steve said, creative writing, which I've been finding very good, particularly since Cape Town, because we're working on writing memoirs, and Jackie, our teacher, is fantastic at showing us how to stimulate our memories.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's easy to get in different spirits, and if you notice behind me, folks, you notice that the Christmas decorations have come out, and they're on strong, because the cruise after this one, which I'll be on, thankfully, leaves from Fort Lauderdale, and it's a Christmas cruise through the Caribbean. But the staff are busy. You may hear them behind us. They're getting everything ready. We decided to take this little spot to kind of show off some of their beautiful works on board the ship. Well, bucket list. Let's talk about the next cruise you want to take. Will it be a short one or a long one, and why?
Well, if I ever take another cruise, that is, I would love it to be to the Antarctic.
To the Antarctic.
We will see.
Sure. Well, when you say if you ever, is that a positive or a negative, or is that just...
Well, it's probably hopeful.
Hopeful? Okay. Well,
yeah.
Certainly at this stage of our lives or whatever, every day is a blessing.
Yeah,
and we have to use the time wisely. And I know you have a lot of family. You've got so many grandchildren living in the UK.
Yeah.
And so, there's lots of other options.
Yeah.
But
could I just interrupt at this point and
please.
just say, with regard to the decorations behind us, there's a chef called Jedram who created and made all these gingerbread houses, and I just think they're absolutely wonderful.
I agree.
Yeah.
And we've had the pleasure of meeting Billy, who is the onboard florist, who does an amazing job with the flowers that he's fortunate to have. And of course, at some of the stops, they've added additional provisions and whatever. So he's got a lot of fresh flowers that he's able to work with. But you and I have both seen some of his creations.
And the
It's
flowers are always beautiful and they're always fresh. I've never seen a wilted one yet.
I agree. Nor a fake one.
Or a fake one, that's true.
Well, I really appreciate you, Valerie, and I appreciate you joining me in this conversation, because I send it to my friends, I send it to anybody who watches Sailor Steve on YouTube, and my friend Jay in Miami with the Rotary Club of Miami, of which I'm also a member, is helping us with editing. So hopefully he'll put the couple segments of this conversation together in such a great way. And to all my friends and followers, again, Sailor Steve on the Grand Africa cruise on the Holland America Zaandam. We're heading to Cape Verde. We're going to be there tomorrow and the next day, a couple stops before we take the transatlantic back, ultimately in Fort Lauderdale.